Pleasure Model is the first illustrated novel from the new Heavy Metal Pulp project, a partnership between Tor Books and Heavy Metal Magazine. Heavy Metal Pulp will partner the top illustrators and designers from the iconic fantasy magazine with some of today's most talented science fiction authors. Publisher of Heavy Metal, Kevin Eastman, joins us now on the WDIS Newsline. Hello, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me on.
I've got a copy of Pleasure Model in front of me. Based on the cover, I have to say that's a pretty good title. How did this partnership take place?
Well, essentially, as I feel like so many different kinds of entertainment media crossing all over the place, from games to movies, movies to games, and comics to everything in the world. It's sort of hard to find an original sort of niche to sort of, I guess, mine, if you will. And I never really seen a hybrid kind of graphic novel that I wanted to do with the Heavy Metal Pulp series, which is taking, with the wonderful prose and the detective-style noir story and heavily illustrating it, not making it a graphic novel like you'd find in a traditional comic book, but a lot of spot illustrations, sort of pacing the story and giving it a more of an overall essence, an overall feel and environment. And that's where we started conceptually, and then it was a matter of going out and finding, a partnership like the wonderful folks at Tor, and then the rest. I mean, it was a natural sort of mind melt, so we just sort of, strung it together from there, and it's been a really fun experience.
Now, Pleasure Model, which is already out, is the first book in a trilogy. Can you tell us about the trilogy?
Yeah, we wanted to do much like the old serials, and again, standing on the shoulders of pretty awesome, pulp writers and artists, and a lot of comic book and writers today, owe their many thanks to. We sort of, as we're continuing down this path, we wanted to do not just a one-off, one-shot book. Really wanted to do it like a serial. So we figured, and put them all out within the same year, say within about 4 months of each other. The first one just hit the stands, the bookstores now, in February. The second one comes out, that's called The Bloodstained Man. That comes out in June. And then the third and final installment, Money Shot, comes out in October. And it's just enough time to sort of get it out there and try to build an audience for it, and then sort of hit them with the next one, so we're not keeping the fans waiting too long, and then you kind of keep them tuned in, if you will.
Now, tell us about the author, Christopher Rowley.
Christopher Rowley is an awesome guy. It's somebody that I've known for a number of years. Been a fan of his work. He wrote Basil Broke-Tail and Starhammer and a number of other short stories and things that I had read, and he's just we've known each other for a while, and he's one of those guys that is just fun to talk to. Hard to get off the phone sometimes because he's got so much information and so much amazing stuff and detail going around in his head. But when we wanted to find a writer to come up with an original concept for this project, we went straight to him first, and really thrilled at what he came up with the Netherworld series, which Pleasure Model is the first one of.
What can you tell us about Pleasure Model without giving away too much of the story?
Sure. It's basically it starts off simply enough, if you will. It's a detective noir style story where a detective is called in to check out this grisly murder, and as he gets into it, he finds out not only that this person murdered is a very high-ranking yet covert sort of government official working behind the scenes, and he's been, as he was taken out, he discovers in the apartment a pleasure model, which is a gene-grown sort of, think Blade Runner, I guess, if you will, a replicant-style person made for simply pleasure, to do whatever the master's bidding is. And this General Sangacha has uploaded a lot of top-secret information that could be quite earth-shattering if it gets out into anyone's hands, wrong hands or not, and as it turns out, the whole world, bad guys and good guys, are coming to try to, keep Pleasure's secret, and Rook has to protect her, and that's where the story starts. And where it takes him is, I think it's just, it's pretty awesome just what Christopher has crafted as far as emotionally and story-wise and depth-wise, and his layout is wonderfully suspenseful.
Sounds great. Now
it is. I mean, I was one of, not to. I'm glowing about it because I'm as much of a fan as I am, being a part of the whole project. But I just remember when he turned in the final chapter of book 2, I was like, oh man, I was like, can't wait to the next one. And I already knew what the ending of the third chapter was going to be, the third installment. So it's pretty exciting. I think fans of science fiction and comics and all of the above noir type of material, I think will find a lot of really fun stuff in there.
Any discussion of heavy metal and Tor Books working together on movies?
Yeah, this was a great experiment. I think both partners were excited going into it, really waiting to see what the response from the fan base would be in the initial orders on all the books have been tremendous. So we're very excited that if we put out the books and they are received as well as we think that they will be, we hope to make this a regular gig, and I'd like that very much. I think it's just another way to entertain people, and that's kind of our business.
Well, I want to thank you very, very much for coming on and telling us about this. This is a very interesting partnership, and I look forward to reading the book. It just came, so I haven't had a chance to actually read it, although I have been staring at the cover for quite a while.
Awesome.
Again, thank you very, very much for coming on WDIS.
Well, thanks, Dan. It's been a pleasure, and once you read the book and you want to talk about it some more, have me back.
Okay, will do.
All right, man. Cheers.
All right, take care. That was Kevin Eastman. He's the publisher of Heavy Metal. Heavy Metal and Tor Books have partnered up to create this new book, the first in a trilogy. It's called Pleasure Model. You're tuned to 1170 AM WDIS.